Guess what arrived in the post this week? Now then, those splendid people at Evolution have only gone and done it again. They've sent me the Fury 3S sliding mitre saw to review. This is it in this big box right here. Let's pop it open and let's have a look. I have been waiting all week to do this. This arrived a week ago. I've been finishing my circular saw video. And I wanted to do a proper unveil. So I've not been able to open it yet. Until now. Right, let's have a look what's in the box. Dust bag. Cool. Instructions. Clamps. Metal things. Polystyrene. Oh, here's the beast. Up it comes, look at that. What a lovely piece of kit. It's green, it's mean, and it's a chopping machine. Okay, so first impressions are pretty good. Looks really well made. Got a nice solid base on it. I like the detail in here. Just one little drawback at the moment, that's this. See, to use this saw through its full range, it's going to have to sit right on the very edge of my bench, because I've only got a 2 foot deep bench, which means it's a little bit prone to tipping over. So first job is I'm going to have to bolt it down. Okay, so I've now bolted the saw down to the worktop, and as you can see, it's free to move through its entire range of motion. And it's not in danger of going anywhere, so happy with that. Okay, so in a moment I'm going to go through a few of this saw's features, but first, a word on safety. So before we start, we have to make sure we've got the correct PPE. Goggles to protect your eyes from flying debris, dust mask to prevent inhalation of dust particles in the air. Make sure any long hair is tied back and that you're not wearing any long jewellery or loose clothing or anything that could get tangled up with the blade. Because if that happens, you're going to get pulled into it and you're going to get made into mincemeat. Ensure your work area is tidy and free from clutter. And your saw is set level and fully supported, ideally bolted down. Well, I already did that. Whenever possible, use clamps to hold your work in place, and whatever you do, make sure you keep your hands well away from the spinning circle of death. Okay, well I think that just about covers the safety, so let's start having a look at what this thing can do. First thing I'm going to show you is the trigger. Now you've actually got two triggers. The first one lets the blade dip into the work that you're doing. The second one actually powers the blade up. But if you only hold the powered one, you can't drop the blade. You have to have both of them depressed to get into work. It's a safety feature, it's pretty common on these kind of saws, but it means you're not going to cut anything by accident. This here is a wood clamp. And what this means is you can clamp a piece of wood down and you can cut freehand. You don't have to have your hands anywhere near and the piece of wood sturdy. So that's nice. Now as you've already seen, you can move the base so you can cut at various different angles up to 45 degrees in either direction, and it's really easy how you do this. There's a little lever on the bottom, you just click that in and move it. It couldn't be simpler. There's notches in the base for all the common angles, 15 degrees, 30 degrees, 45, 22.5. If you want anything in between, you can use this twisty knob here. We'll lock it down to any angle you desire. You can actually also tilt the cutting disc as well. And you do this as just a little green release lever on the back. Twist that. And you can go all the way to 45 degrees. You've got a scale on the back of the base here. That tells you what angle it's set to. Now this is a sliding saw, but you can also lock the slider off if you want, so the blade will actually cut in one position. Depth lock. Now if you pull this little tab here, you can actually lock the depth that the blade plunges to. You turn this screw and that sets the depth that it'll go to. As you can see, the screw hits the depth lock there. Click that in and it goes all the way. This switch on the back here, that's a spindle lock, and what that does, stops the blade from turning, which is useful when you want to change a blade. You hold that down, get your Allen key and unlock it. Now I just want to show you this quickly, and this is something I really like about Evolution tools, and that's that the brushes are very easy to replace. So you've got one here and one on the other side. That's how you get the brushes in and out. There are so many power tools get shipped to landfill, millions every year because people think they're knackered. All you need is a new set of brushes. And how easy is that? That comes out, new one goes straight back in. I can literally change a brush in under a minute. There's just one more thing I want to show you here. It's got a laser, and everyone knows if you want to make something better, put a laser on it. In all seriousness, it's a really good cutting guide, it's really accurate, and it's a great addition to the saw. Okay, so first test, I'm just going to chop through this little piece of wood. That's as smooth as you like, that is. Okay, next test, we're going a little bit bigger with a piece of tannalized 2x4. I've also added a mark which I've lined up with the laser just to check how accurate the laser guided system is. Again, no problems with that whatsoever, even though it's a bit damp, you can see where the wet bits are on that. And yeah, it's bang onto the line as well, so very good. Okay, so next one we're going a little bit bigger again, which is an offcut of a pine tabletop, which was from my last upcycling video. And it's approximately 11.5 inches deep, so let's see how we get on. Once again, I don't know if you can see the cuts exactly along the laser line. Lovely smooth cut, and that's a rip cut as well. Very happy. Okay, next one I'm going to do a 45-degree bevel cut on this piece of scaffold board. That's the one that I ripped in half with the circular saw in my last review video. Just turn the turntable around. I've also put the dust bag on as well to try and keep the dust down in here because it's getting a bit silly. Again, wonderfully smooth. Top marks. Okay, next I'm going to do a 45-degree bevel cut the other way. And that's going to be 45 degrees from the top down by tilting the blade like this. And you may notice I've moved the clamp over to the slot on the other side, because the slot on this side bumps into the blade when you tip it that far. So here we go. Okay, another one nice and smooth. Right, let's try something a little bit tougher now. This is a piece of steel box section. Now, when you're cutting steel, it's very important, before you start, take the dust bag off because you don't want sparks flying in there and setting it alight. So let's see how this goes. Okay, so that's a nice clean cut, very little burring, and it's even cold to the touch. Excellent. Right, I'm going to do that again, but this time I'm going to go in for a 45-degree cut. Once again, it's a really nice clean cut. Excellent. Okay, so that's all the basic cuts that I'm likely to use it for done, and it's performed really well on all of them. So I think we should try something a bit harder, like, I don't know, hard drive. Jesus. Wow, that was savage. First of all, you probably shouldn't try doing this at home, but if you insist, make sure you're wearing eye protection. I mean, seriously wear eye protection. And also make sure you got long sleeves and cover your body up. Don't do it in shorts and a t-shirt like I did, because that was a bit dumb. Because if I'll just show you my bench, cutting one of these in half kicks out a lot of dust. I mean, look at the amount of metal debris that's lying around here. That's literally everywhere. I'm going to spend the rest of the day hoovering up now. But other than that, job done. I'm impressed. I didn't think it was going to do that. Really impressed. Just going to have a quick look at the blade now after such a heavy duty cutting job. As you can see, looks to be in pretty good condition. The teeth are still sharp, there's no damage, no deformities. That looks like it survived pretty well. Pleased with that. In summary, everything I've thrown at this saw so far, it has managed to cut with a vengeance. I'm very impressed with how it handled that hard drive in particular. I wasn't expecting it to go through that at all. So, if you want to go ahead and watch part 2 of this video, you're going to see me putting this thing through its paces with an upcycling project. And you can click that over here, up at the top right somewhere. Otherwise, if you liked this video, then please click like, and if you want to subscribe to my channel, then please click the subscribe button. All your support really helps out. I also have a Patreon, I think that's how you say it, Patreon or Patron page, where you can support me by making a monthly donation to help me make more videos like this. So I'm going to leave a link to that in the description. So if you want to do that, you'd really be helping me out. But if you don't, if you haven't got any money or you can't be bothered, that's fine too. Just carry on watching and enjoying, because I love making them as much as you like watching them. So, I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.